Hello.
Good evening.
Hello everyone, good evening. Thank you for joining us today. This is DSA, Dr. Sunday Adelaja Facebook page. How are you doing today? It's a new week. How is the week going so far? I hope it's been a pleasant week for you. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're joining, please let us see your name by saying hello so that we can see who is there, that I can say hello to someone, because I'm not facing the camera right now, so I wouldn't be able to see your names, but you can still say hello and I will find a way to still say hello to you. So I'm with Kate today. My name is Mayowa and
My name is Kate.
hello. So today we will be continuing the program, or the title that we started, You Can Become Whatever You Want. You can become whatever you want. This is from a series that Dr. Sunday has just started, which is on values. So this is DSA values. They usually are very short videos, and today we continue to look at the first video series of values, and we are talking about it. You can become anything you want. I've heard this so many times before, especially as a child. I've been told so many times I can become whatever I want, and as I grow older, that kind of go down a little bit, but now it's been resurrected. I know
a little bit. It's like, Mom, I want to become this. Oh no, you have to go there. 100% opposite, 180 degrees opposite. Do you remember this story you said?
What's the story? Tell me, remind me.
The person who wanted to become a tailor.
Yes. That is a very heartbreaking story.
Very heartbreaking.
But I can tell you that I can tell the people the story as well. That's a very heartbreaking story. But before I do so, I really do want to say hello to you. I love saying hello to you because I appreciate you coming and joining us and being part of this program day in, day out, on a daily basis. It's very heartwarming, and also I learned so much from the audience. Not just what I say, but also hearing from you, hearing your comments really enlightens me, and I'm very grateful. So guys, I really want to ask you today, you can call in as usual. Call Julie Ngoya on Messenger. So Facebook Messenger, Julie Ngoya, you can call that the Messenger, and we will be able to speak to you live, and you can add your own contribution to what we're discussing. And of course, you can also write your comments in the comment section, so please do so. We really like to hear what you have to say on our discussions. And also guys, please do the honors and share. But there are 3 ways of sharing, so it's even appropriate for me to say share now. Share one, you can share by just clicking the share button to go onto your page, so all your friends and family that goes on your page will be able to see that you watched this video, you liked it, and you shared it onto your page. Share number 2, you can tag somebody, not one person, tag as many people as you can with the @ symbol, which is the same symbol that you use on your email. So use that symbol @ and write the name. So as soon as you start typing the name with no space, you would see Facebook would help you by populating the names of your friends and family. So you just select the people that you want to mention, and that will be on the comment section. And the third share is you can invite your friend. So what you do is you go to share and you say invite. You can tap on as many people as possible to invite them. Please do that honors and invite many people. So it's later on, you can talk about this program, you can talk about any angle of the program, you can even talk about the hosts. We don't mind, just share it. I certainly don't mind. So let me say hello to a few people. Hello Vivian, how are you? Thank you very much. I would like to say hello to as many people as I can see their names, but I can only see Vivian, thank you for joining. Vera, thank you for joining. Adekeju, good evening, thank you for joining. Justine, good evening, thank you for joining. Hello Gloria, good evening for joining. Gift, good evening, thank you for joining. So these are the people that I can see. I am sorry if I haven't mentioned your name. It's just because I cannot see you, so that's the reason why I haven't said anything or mentioned your name. But if I do see your name, I will say hello along the way. Raphael, good evening, I've just seen your name, thank you for joining. So guys, please do the honors and share. I've just explained the 3 different methods that you can share. Please do so, it will be great, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Kate, I feel like you're sealing your mouth. You have so much to say. But you asked me about a story, but say whatever you want to say first.
I want to say partager, partager,
Yeah.
partager.
Go ahead and say.
which is in French, share, share, share.
Partager, partager, partager. Those are for our French audience. If you guys want to teach us another language, please feel free. We know English, we know French, and we know Russian. So, Kate, go ahead.
Поделитесь, поделитесь, поделитесь.
Okay, Patagitis, Patagitis, Patagitis. Excuse me. I'm sorry. This is a very serious program. I don't know. Whenever this young lady, not that young, but whenever this young lady is here, this is what you said. You know, as you told your age, she's here. It's all fun, but it's all good, guys. So that's okay. So let's go. Today we are discussing you can become whatever you want. You can become anything you want. That's Dr. Sunday's first value that he's sharing with you. And it's a really heartwarming story. And not just a story, it's just reality. So everyone needs to listen to this. We started off with, right from the beginning of this story, how Dr. Sunday, where he came from, his background, a boy from a village with 40 hearts in Idomila in Nigeria, very poor background, and becoming somebody that now is well known around the world, is a philosopher, he's a strategist, he's a thinker, developer, national strategist, national transformer, like all sorts of titles and accolades because of what he's able to produce. So these are not just titles and accolades just for the sake of it. It's because he's able to attain those things. He's achieved it. He's proven himself time over time. So also he's sharing those values with you to know what he did, how he took the steps to be able to do this. So we thought we should dissect this video with you so that you also would know and be able to use these values in your lives or in your children's life, or help your children, because you can't do it for another person. Help your children also to see these things. And we started a few days ago. So this is day 3. We started on Saturday and we had the boys. So if you haven't seen the first part, which was on Saturday, please go on YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official. That's Sunday Adelaja Official on YouTube. You will find this on there. And the second part was yesterday, and now we're in the third part. I hope this is the final part, but if it's not, well, it's okay. But I'm hoping that we would finish it today, because I think that we would like to do something else, maybe tomorrow as well. So the story Kate was telling me to say, I will tell you the story. I think this is part of what we watched here. Maybe we should watch this first before I tell the story.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's
watch.
Yeah. So Kate says something, and then we start.
No, I think we better watch.
Okay, let's go.
1,
2, 3.
How does it go that instead of us spending our lives running after miracles, instead of us spending our lives running after churches, instead of us spending our lives running after the prophets and running after the religious people that are just taking your money, exploiting you, you could actually open your eyes, open your ears, and see all what God has provided for you. That God didn't send you to this world empty. That God had already made all provisions for you to be blessed. That you are already blessed before you get here. Before you got here, you are already blessed. On your way here, you are already blessed. When you are in your mother's womb, you are already blessed. While you came to the earth, you are already blessed. God always says that He looks after everything that's good. He shares them to see that they are good and they move on. There's no way God will create you and not testify to the fact that you are good enough. You are good to make it on earth. You are good enough to survive here. You are good enough to make a living here. You are good enough to triumph here, to be victorious here, and to thrive here. You can thrive on earth, not just survive. So to be asking God and looking for God and praying up and down and saying, okay, God help me, give me breakthrough, oh, man, help me, give me a way, and make a way for me, do something for me, it's because we have not explored.
So, Mayowa, we are good enough for everything.
Yeah.
Like anything that we choose, we are good enough for this.
Yes. I think this is really interesting, and the angle also that Dr. Sunday has taken with this, I almost see, now hearing this, I almost see us as like beggar with God. And, as Christians especially, we're always asking God for one thing or the other. Give me this, give me that, empower me to be this, and we think that that's the right thing to do. I actually think that it's really wrong of us.
Is it connected to low self-esteem?
I really do think so. I think that it's connected to low self-esteem and lack of understanding of with God. Because I've just seen that now. I mean, I wasn't going to go on to God or anything with this, because I think a few days ago I did mention that, you've got everything that you need. But when hearing this last segment right now, I'm feeling like, oh my God, this is actually, for me, is not trusting God. If we're constantly begging him and saying that, give me this, give me that, I need this ability, and not believing in his words. Dr. Sunday said somewhere that before you were born, and then they showed a screen, a shot of a scan, and it just resonated so well with me that that's true. It says in his words that before I was born, I knew you. So everything that I needed is already provided for me on earth. I didn't need to beg him for anything. All I need to do is the how. I need to explore. Exactly. It's because we have not explored. So it means that I'm sitting there asking God to give me what he's already given me.
Because we didn't take time to explore ourselves and understand who we are, what do we have. Like it's like imagine that you are a person from a rich family, and you are living in Africa, for example, and in rural areas somewhere, you really in need, and you don't know that you are actually rich. You just need to go a few kilometers towards one location where there is your house full of everything you need. Everything is there. You just didn't explore because you didn't go even 10 meters far from where you are. So you're just sitting there in the desert and dying.
That's interesting. So what you're saying is that in order to explore, you have to move. You have to take the steps, and until you actually find what you need, you can't stop.
Yeah, usually
because people stop and still complain. So the reason they're complaining is because they haven't found what they need, because they haven't explored well enough.
Yeah, for example, how the lamp was discovered, the lamp.
Yes.
Yeah, lamp. Edison, he tried 10,000 times. What does it mean? He tried 10,000. Yeah, he tried 10,000 roads. So if we go back to rural area, okay, you are in rural area, you don't know anything around, no lights, no clean water, nothing. You don't have anything. You just survive there. So what do you have to do? You need to try 10,000 roads. Go there. You didn't find anything. No problem. Come back. Go there. Go there, go there. And what people usually do, they stop when they walk 2 roads, they walk 3 roads, they walk 5 roads, and they say, oh, that's enough for me. Yeah. How long it will be continuing? Why I'm not so happy? Why I'm not so lucky? God, why did you do this to me?
This is really interesting. As you're telling this story, I just remember another story. I think I read in one of Dr. Sunday's books. I'm not sure which one, so if I remember which one, then I'll let you know. Was a story about a company sending a man to an African country to try to
sell.
Yeah,
it's opportunity. The one you translated.
Oh, really? Okay, maybe it's that one. I don't know. I think it's life is an opportunity. So it is life is an opportunity. Thank you very much. So and it's available on Amazon if you want to get this. The story goes like this. A man was sent to an African country or a town, or let's say a country, where there's so many people there, and they asked him to go and research that country, the market in the country, and see what they can do, what the company can do. The company provides shoes, slippers, right? So he went to that country, and he said, oh, these people in this country, let's say Africa somewhere, they don't wear shoes, they just walk bare feet, and they're not going to be interested in shoes at all. This is not their own area. They're not, don't waste your time.
It's not our...
So, it's not, so the company sent him, he came back to get his reports and everything. And then another company that is a competitor sent another guy to that same country to say, what can we do with our product? What can we do there? And he came back, the second guy came back, and he was like, this is a place for us. The people don't wear shoes, they don't know what it means to wear shoes, they don't know the advantage of wearing shoes. So we're going to provide them with different low-cost shoes, different types, different colors, and introduce shoes to them. And guess what? They did that, they made a lot of money. The other company obviously did not make any money, they didn't do anything, they were just forgotten. So I think this is the story that we're telling now.
It's also like exploring, and it's with the investigation. So one person explored just the negative part.
Yes.
Everything has negative part. You cannot just explore negative part of your life or any area. You cannot explore just negative.
Yes.
You have to explore until you find what you need, and you need to know what you want actually.
Yes, and also I think
you can become anything
you want. So this is where I was going. You can become anything you want, but also you have to switch your mind on to the positive, to look at the advantages in everything. You know, I don't know why that story came to my head, but I'm glad that it did, especially with what Kate just told us, that, you know, sometimes as well as human being, I've also done this before as well, where I'm exploring, I think I'm exploring, and I feel like, okay, there's no way out. And I just agree with that negative thought of saying there's no way out. Of course there's ways out.
Don't you think it's also connected to some kind of low self-esteem? We all have this.
But sometimes you mentioned that about low self-esteem, but sometimes I don't even think that we know that we have low self-esteem.
Yeah, no, there is a good, like, normal self-esteem. You sometimes you overestimate yourself, like you are thinking about yourself like you are a king, but you didn't develop your skills till this level, but you think you are went that far. But sometimes we are thinking about ourselves lower than our capacity, below our capacity. Like, we don't have adequate self-esteem. It has to be adequate. And adequate, it means that you know the negatives, you know the positives, you know positive possibilities, you know the disadvantages, and then out of these two things you take what will help you to get where you want to get. Like, this is the adequate self-esteem, to analyze and to say, I don't know this, I don't know this, I don't know that, I cannot do this, but I can do this, this, and that. And it means that if I improve those things that I don't know...
That's exactly where I want you to go. Because most of the time, the problem with low self-esteem or low self-calculation is because we're not willing to take the extra mile, or do the extra task.
We just take what already is there.
Yes. You know, like what we already know.
Yeah, but we're wearing clothes, you know. We were born without clothes. We're wearing clothes.
Yeah, but somebody else provided clothes for us. But where I'm going is that, you know, somebody else, as a child, they provided clothes for you, so you have enough time to train.
But you add value to yourself like this somehow.
Yes. So how do we add values to ourselves? So I think that's where Dr. Sunday is going. He's already started, but he's continuing on, which is because we have not explored. So, but I know, Dr. Sunday, if you're saying that we have not explored, it would also tell us what to do.
So it means that in order to take our self-esteem to the normal, adequate position, it means we need to explore ourselves.
Yes,
because
we need to explore.
We will find out so many things we didn't expect even to find in ourselves.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
So first lesson, explore yourself. Find out areas that you need to achieve on, but maybe you don't have the adequate skills or knowledge. Use what you have now and then develop the skills that you need. Develop on the knowledge that you need.
And face the what you lack, face it, and don't be upset because of this. Just say, yes, I don't have it, that's fine.
That's a very key thing.
Let me find out.
That's really key, because at times, sometimes as well, we don't want to admit that we lack something. I think this is sometimes the reason why miracle-minded and prayer works for so many people, because they don't want to face and do the hard work, do the exploring. You know, exploring takes time and digging and being in the dirt. So they want just a solution just like this, without
facing their lacks and everything that they do.
So we also need to be able to face it and be willing to put the hard work in. You know, facing it is something, saying, okay, I can't do this, because a lot of people say they cannot do it, but it's not that you cannot do it and absolute, that's it. It's that at this point you can't do it, but what does it take for me to be able to do it? So what do I need to learn to develop in myself to be able to do it? So that's what we need to start facing now, and not waiting and praying and asking God to do what He has already done. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see what we need to do to explore ourselves.
I like this.
It's because we have not taken time to study the resources that He has given us. It's because we have not done enough to go through what we need to go through and to become who, to study the resources that He has given us, the blessing He has given us, to study everything that He has done for us. He has already made available for us. And we know what we must study ourselves. For you to become everything that you want to become, you need to study yourself. You need to even know that you have those resources. Then you need to know that you have those potentials. Then you need to know that you have those capacities. Of course, lastly, the point without which you cannot really become anything. So let's not become all you would like to become. Is all of these points that I've mentioned require work and hard work. Love work. Fun enough. God Himself is a workaholic. God Himself likes to work. Push yourself. Never beating yourself. Walk mentally. Walk intellectually. Walk spiritually with God. With the Bible. With knowing God. With building personal relationship with God. Then walk to develop your mind. Self-education. Self-development. Work to learn from other people. Work to execute all the pictures and all the plans that you see in your mind to bring them to pass.
Yeah, you know what? This is very interesting. So we, first of all, we didn't put work to explore ourselves. We didn't think about what is our capacities, potentials. It's what in the beginning of this video, Pastor said, make a list.
Yes.
Because you cannot can you imagine how amazingly we were created? How you can keep it in your mind, what you are. You cannot even keep it in your mind. You have to list it out because you cannot hold it in your mind. It's not possible to hold it.
Yes, guys, you know what, right? What we've just said here, what Dr. Sunday is saying here. I'm one of those persons, I would just use myself as an example, because if I talk about other people, it probably won't resonate well. But for me, you see what Dr. Sunday said here that just sounds simple. I know a lot of people struggle with it. Like myself, I also struggle with these things. Kate mentioned something about list, write your list, your potential, your capacity. Sometimes we think, oh, I know what I'm capable of, I know what I can do, and you don't write it down.
Yeah.
Or I remember, I know what my weaknesses are.
Good.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you already know. You've already taken the step to say, okay, I need to change. I need to make a difference. I need to learn. I need to develop myself. But you're not writing it down. You know what's going to happen? All sorts of things is going to happen during the day, during the weeks, and sooner or later you just forget it.
Yeah.
First thing you need to do this task. You need to do everything that Dr. Sunday is saying here. At the barest minimum, at the bare minimum of what you need to do, you need to make sure you write things down. Write it down. What are my skill sets? What are my capacity or my capability? What are my potential? Write everything down. What areas do I need to develop? If you don't do it, you're just going to go day after day, and then you forget, something else will happen, and then you repeat the same circle again. You must write it down.
One thing about writing down is that when we are working on our body, we go to a trainer who will help us to work on our body. What he will tell you to do is to take a diary where you will write, today you ate this, you ate this, you ate this. You weighed this, you made so many exercises, and after next week you will come and bring this diary to him and show him, because your body is important to you. Now your life is not important to you because you don't want
more important.
No, it's not. Because if it would be, we would write these things down. But okay, I wrote.
Okay, Kate is just being sarcastic.
Yeah.
That it is important, just as your body is, when you go to the gym and you write everything down, the trainer would say, what did you eat today? What did you eat the last week?
Medical doctor, the same.
Yes.
He will always write what's happening, your diagnosis, your analysis, like everything he will Right. Anything that is considered in this life to be important is written down. Your name is written down. The kilos you were born with were written down. Everything was written down. You know, and everything we consider to be important, we are writing down. If you don't write down, just forget it. You don't consider it to be important. If someone is telling you something to do, for example, and you think, okay, I'll remember, no problem, I'll remember, and you are not writing down, you are saying, I don't care what you just said. Or if someone says to you, call me, here is my number, and you are not writing
it down. Just tell me the numbers, I remember.
Yeah, or just tell me your number. Oh, come on, you know. And then if you're afraid, if it would be Branson, for
Richard
example.
Branson?
Yeah, he would say, here's my number, call me anytime you want help. Okay? You would write it, or you would say, oh, come on, I don't remember, just tell me.
Yeah.
What you would do. Everything important we're writing down, so we don't consider our lives to be...
Okay, so that's another point right there. Write everything down. Everything that you feel or you know within yourself, do your self-assessment and check where your skill sets are, where you need help or you need to develop, and start working towards it. Look for ways of development, look for people. There's something mentioned there, who are the people that can help? And he mentioned work. All of this involves work. So actually writing something down is work.
Because you don't want to do it for sure.
Yeah, it is work. Making sure that you connect with people that can help you is work. Doing the research on what can help you to develop in that area is work. So you have to do the work. And work is not work when you go to church and you start praying to God, telling Him to give you things that you need to work on, telling Him to do the things that you are supposed to do by miracle, by magic. That's cheating, that is fraud, that is not God's way of doing things. And sometimes that's how it feels like, you know, God is not listening to our prayers, because our prayers involve us working. You know, first step, you've identified that you need this. Then the next step is what you need. It's not going to God again. God has even given you the knowledge, the mind to know what it is. You don't need to then go to Him to also do it for you. You need to do it for yourself.
But I want to stop on the word cheating inside. Because you know what? You know why people are cheating usually? Why they're cheating?
Because they can get away with it.
No, I don't think so. Imagine you would be a prince or princess. Okay, real prince or princess.
Yeah.
You have everything you want. You are not only a president of the country, you own the country and everyone in the country. Okay? Everything you have, all the power, everything. Okay? And just because you are having this princess hat. Okay, so imagine you have everything. Alright?
Yes.
And some friend.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Some friend is coming to you and leaving something, you know, something very good. You like it. Leaving at the iPhone. Okay. Do you think you will steal it?
No.
You can buy
because I have everything. And I love this analogy of Kate, because I didn't know what she was going to say, but she's basically saying to us that it's because we don't know who we are, because we don't know what God has put in us. That's why we cheat. If we know who we are, we know our wealth, we know our content, we know our capabilities, we will not cheat, we will not steal, we will not take anything. This is so we can afford it.
This is what you said about miracle, that it's like cheating. So how do we connect now?
No, so we connect that we don't need miracle because we know that God has already done everything for us. He's already given us everything.
Why do we cheat then?
Why do we need to cheat?
Why do we
don't need it. So this is so amazing. Thank you for giving me that example, because I was going on another angle and you just gave me something else to think of right now. This is beautiful. I really love this. And I really want you to take hold of that. So if you know what you have, you know what is inside of you, you know what your capabilities are. You don't need to cheat. You don't need to go to church. Well, let's leave church out of it. You don't need to go to God to say you have to do this for me, and repeatedly tell Him when already He's giving you. So first of all, you need to also believe that you have the ability to do these things. If you don't know that you have this house, you have all this content, you have all this stuff, you might be begging somebody else to live in their house. But you know it. And you have to know, because it says in your word, in His words, before you were born, I knew you. And there's so many other verses of the Bible. You check them out. Believe. You know, I also want to say something. You can also read a book by Dr. Sunday called Who Am I? Why Am I Here? That will really help you. I really think that this is one of the best books. Reason being is because if we don't, this is just like the basic, the foundation of who we are. Yes, everything else, it revolves around this. I think every human being on earth should have this book, should read this book, should understand this book, should reread this book until this book is inside of them. They know who they are, and they also know why they're here.
If you don't know who you are like building the something, building all this sand. You don't have basis.
You don't have basis, or maybe it's also like building. If you're going to use building, but you don't even know what you want to build. Do you understand? You bought a land, which is you, to build, but you don't know what you want to build. You're never going to build anything. You're not going to buy the materials to build. You
don't know what land is for.
Yes. You might even have the material that is freely available for you, but you don't know what to do with it. So first of all, you need to know who you are while you're here. Before you even get any of these other books, first of all, just know that, because when you do know who you are, then you know which direction you want to go. You know how to use this work. You know who you want to connect with, who not to connect with. So this is important. This is a very, very important part of discovering yourself, understanding values, and living to your full potential.
I love this illustration, because I started to imagine that if you want to buy a land, to do something on this land, you have to investigate, to see papers, what this land is for. Can you build there? What can you do there? Because not every land is for everything.
Yes, of course. You can't build on all lands. I mean, there's a part of Nigeria, being Nigerian, where people were buying lands in the past, and that part is very close to the beach. So whenever anything happens, like maybe there's a rain or something, it floods the houses, and it affects the houses and things like that. But if they have,
because you didn't investigate what the land is about. So I remembered one funny story. One illustrative story I'll tell you, and after I'll tell you what was the reality also. So one illustrative story is about a person who wanted to cross the ocean from England to USA. He was collecting all the time. He was collecting, like for years, he was collecting money to go to USA.
Yeah.
And only at the time it was only ships that could go there. Yeah. So he bought a ticket. He took a lot of stuff with him to eat, to have snack, because he knew he won't be able to go out, because this is the last money that he invested in the ticket, and he won't be able to go for buffet into the restaurant, And he was sitting in his room, in his
cubicle.
He was sitting there and not going out. The last week he started already starving, everything finished. It was so much difficult, this trip. And all other people, they were enjoying. They were going to shows, they were entertained.
Oh no, it's free. Everything is inclusive. Oh my God.
Yeah, and he found out that everything was inclusive. And you know what? I was working on the ships. And so many times I had to say, like I would say, would you like to have a Coke? And they would say, no, thank you. And then I would come, would you like to have a cake? No, thank you, we're fine. And they're sitting there, and saliva is here, everywhere. And I say, do you know that it's like everything is on the house?
Oh my God, guys, that's such a sad story. But you know what? I think this is what we all do with our lives. And if we don't know who we are, or we don't know why we're here, or not even knowing who sent us here, this is a very, very sad story. I know we're laughing about this.
No, it's funny.
It's not funny. It's sad.
This is how
somebody saved up to go from UK, for example, to America. Saved up all his money, and he got enough money for the ticket, for the package of this journey,
and it had to be so enjoyable journey.
And it's such a lovely journey. It's like a cruise to the other side of the Atlantic. And this person paid everything, paid what they said the price was, not knowing that also that includes food, drink, and everything. So that he doesn't get embarrassed or tempted, he boarded the ship. But he did not go out. He stayed in his cubicle, in his room, throughout the whole journey, thinking, all I had, I've already given to pay for this journey. I don't have anything else to buy food, to buy anything. So throughout the whole trip, you just stayed in the room, weak.
Are you sure this person was praying from you?
I'm not even sure this person was alive by the time they got there. So
but the person was praying, like, I was maybe saying, God, like, why I'm starving, why my life is so difficult, all the time.
I feel sad about this story. I don't know why you're laughing.
I'm laughing because I saw those people,
Okay, Kate used to work at a cruise ship, and this is a true story. And a lot of people will come out, even some of them might come out, and Kate was offered them, would you like drinks? And they'll say no, not knowing that this is all part of the cost of buying their ticket. They just think they will have to pay extra. So, and I think this is the life that we live. We are on this earth, we've been sent on this earth, and God has provided everything for us.
We don't want to take everything.
Yes,
We don't want to take. You know why we don't want to take everything? We think about what other people will think. Because those people on the ship who didn't want to ask even, is it inclusive? Can I have this? They didn't even dare to ask these things because they thought, what this wait?
And in English,
we'll think about them.
English, because this is
they are English.
I know, because this is how English people behave. They would say no, thank you, and if you say
they would say no, thank you.
No, thank you. Okay, don't let us be like this. We can all believe that God is taking care of everything that we need. All we need to do is ask, and by asking is working. Our ask is working. Okay?
You have to try to take it, right?
Yes. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Kate is making me talk too much. So let me read some of your comments before we move on. Thank you very much, Paul. How are you? Good evening. Hello Gift is agreeing with us by saying exactly. Paul, well, safe journey. Julie saying amazing. Thank you, Julie. Ovi said, I forgot a lot of God help. I forget a lot. God help me. Here we go again. Ovi, God don't need to help you to remember.
You need to take a pen.
Notebook, pen, paper, pen. Write it down.
This is why Maria has it,
That's what you need. God has already helped you. He has provided paper and pen in the world, okay? Or phones. You said notepad on phones. Oh, we said yes, true. True, well, thank you very much, Ovi. Goldby says, write it down, so important. Thank you very much. We have good job. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for that. Oriyomi, thank you. Thank you for joining. Amarachi, good evening. Jude, good evening. Oriyomi again, thank you. Adebono Job, good evening. Kende, good evening. Thank you. Hello, Informa, how are you? Thank you. Hey, Pastor Edwin, good evening. Adewale, good evening. Thank you all. Miss Song, how are you? Have faith. Thank you. Hello, Mr. Sharunke, good evening. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much, guys. Hope Alive, good evening. Good evening. Dee, good evening. Aisha, good evening. Vivian, good evening. Thank you so much, guys. Let me see the last few comments.
You have amazing company.
Olu Lauye says, thank you, very encouraging. Thank you very much, Olu. And then Sheun says, any man who puts his decision in the hand of God first cannot be put to shame. Oh my God. All right. Thank you very much. Sure that? That's true. Put it in the hands of God, but you do the work, okay?
It's like you know what? I am begging you for help. Give me, please, help.
No.
Please help
No.
me. Please.
No.
You're God.
Oh, okay.
Oh, can you please give me? I don't have anything. Oh no, give me please. I don't have anything. But I don't have anything.
I have given you.
This is what we do with God,
Okay, that's a very cheeky illustration, but it's true, So this person now that is saying that, and this is just such a religious cliche. I have to say, I'm so sorry that I'm saying this, but anything you put in the hands of God, yes. But some people don't put anything in the hands of God and they are still successful. I don't think Bill Gates put anything in the hands of God. But not Warren Buffett.
You can say like putting in the hands of God. It doesn't mean that putting and forgetting. Like putting in the hands of God, it means that you have to take responsibility for everything, to develop it.
Yeah, okay, fine. You heard what Kate said. Putting it in the hands of God means that it's still in your responsibility. It's not God's responsibility to execute. You execute. But you know what? We say this thing so much that it becomes so automatically. Just forget putting anything in the hands of God and do what you need to do. God is giving you everything that you need. Leave God out of this. Go on and do what you need to do. Ask Warren Buffett. Ask Bill Gates. How many things did they put in the hands of God before they do it? You know, we just need to stop this because this is like a religious thing. And if nobody calls us out on it, we're just going to be continuing.
What do people mean by putting in the hands of God?
Exactly. I don't know what they mean. Just put it in your hand. God is putting it in your hand. It's in your hand. Do it. Don't then go back and put it in the hands of God. To do what with it? It's in your hand. Okay? I'm just saying, okay? Don't shoot the messenger.
Don't shoot the messenger. We shall see more.
Oh, Sheol came back. Well done, Sheol. Good job. He said that I always pray for direction from God and I work hard for it to work out.
Exactly.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's like investigating. This is what it's called.
Well done, Sheol, okay? So you pray, God gives you the mind, you get all the information with God that God is giving you, and you work. You do it. Don't go put it back in his hand, alright? Just
1,
2, 3. Paul. I like this. This is how remote control is really good.
God has given that possibility. You don't need to run after prophets. You don't need to run after miracles. You don't need to run after anything. You don't need anybody to bless you to become who everything you want to become. God has already blessed you. God has already put everything in you. You just need to learn to stand in His call and execute.
Whoa, guys.
So we don't need to run after. Why people are running after prophets?
Because they're lazy.
What else?
Because they don't believe in God.
In themselves also.
Yeah. They don't believe in God and they don't believe in themselves.
What can help stopping this? Because people, I think, are running after prophets because of the fear that they will not be able to do themselves something.
Yes, because they don't believe in God.
Because they don't
Because
know
God
themselves.
says in the Bible, that is in you already. So
Yeah, but
why do you need to go and run to somebody when God is in you?
Because you don't know what is in you. Like, except that God is in you, you don't know yourself.
Yeah.
If you don't know yourself, you will be running for someone.
What have you guys got to say about this? Because
Do we have
sometimes
any
I do.
calls?
Yes.
How do we
This
call?
call, this video is now finished. It's only the rest is just a trailer or
Yeah.
call to action. That is the rest. It's only 14 minutes. So just 14 minutes of your time. Watch this over and over again. Gain the knowledge. Do the practical exercise that are in there. Just you have to deduce the practical exercise. Dr. Sunday is not saying do this like this is practical. You just have to figure it out and say, okay, I need to make a list. For example, I need to make a list. I need to start believing in myself. Get the book. Who am I? Why am I here? That will help you to first establish your own belief in yourself. That God created you with a package. God put a package in your hands, and that package must be delivered here on earth. It must all be unraveled, and every action that is required in that package must be delivered. And also you need to know that you have a responsibility, that package is not just for you alone. It's by you, it's given to you to deliver, but it is not for you alone. You also have a responsibility to look after other people in the world, because the package that you're holding is not just for you to benefit, it's for the world to benefit. So every time you don't do what you need to do, you're not working, you're not unraveling your packet, you're depriving the world of what God has sent you. So you don't want to deprive the world, do you?
You know what? If no one is calling now, I just would like to remind that the next in this trailer, the book that is recommended here is "No One Is Better Than You." They only converted better. Like, it means that you don't have better things that I do. or I don't have better things than you do. You only spend time to convert something better, and I spend time to convert something else better. So you converted your time and skills to what you know, what you are up to now, and I converted in something else. So if I feel like you are better, I will be running after you, asking for blessing. But what I can actually do is to running after you to become friends, and to cooperate and to build something together, because I know that what I have you don't have, and what you have I don't have, because we are converting our time in different ways. So it's amazing to understand that no one is better than you.
It's brilliant, and I'm glad that was the book that's recommended, even though I also recommended 2 other books for this actual video. I think that you should also get Who Am I, Why Am I Here, so that you can just understand who you are and why you are here on earth, and the packages that have been given to you, and the package that's been given to you. And also, life is an opportunity. If you don't think that life is an opportunity, then you might just be a little bit relaxed and just thinking you're going through the motion. Especially Christians, they think they're just going through the daily motion and they've got their ticket to go to heaven. So once they believe in Christ, all they need to do is just stay put, survive each day, and then wait until they die and then go to heaven. If that's the case, when you gave your life to Christ, then you can just tell God to take you out straight away so that you can go to heaven. You're still here for a reason, and you need to execute those things and not deprive the world of it. But so those 3 books, including Who Am I, including No One Is Better Than You. Today I was having a conversation with Julie, and we were talking about this, that no one is better than you. And when we talk about we're talking about men of God, people that believe so much in men of God, or believe in people that they are more intelligent, or they have got something special than we have. And I was saying, I always use this analogy that there's no way that I can love God if I believe that God has made you better than me. Do you understand? I know that God has given you something that I don't have. I agree with that, right? But He didn't love you better than me. I also have something that you don't have.
Yeah.
And of course, we don't need to have exactly the same thing.
It would be boring,
Yeah, it would be boring. And I get the analogy that, well, if we are all good at doing hair, right? Who's going to do our nails? I'm giving
you with nails like this, and with hair beautiful.
Yes, beautiful hair. So we're doing each other's hair because we're all really good experts in hair. But who's going to do our nails? That's a very girly example. Maybe I should give
many examples.
Yeah, let me give you many.
Okay, so if we would be all created, it was a skill to build cars, for example. Okay,
we all build cars.
Well, let's say we all are built with a skill to build cars, but we don't know to grow carrots. We don't know to grow potatoes. You would be in this car, and like this, like this.
You would have no energy to drive the car. Or there's no food.
Or another thing, you would only know how to grow stuff, how to grow food, potatoes, tomatoes, etc. But you would not know medicine. Yes. Because everyone just growing potatoes and tomatoes, life would be really difficult.
Absolutely.
If we would all have the same skills, same conditions even of life. If we would have same, because people, they complain that why God you put me in these conditions, why I had to be born in this country, why I had to be born in this condition, why I had to be poor, why I had to be this and that. But exactly in this condition, the way you are, you have been raised, because otherwise you won't be the way you are.
Exactly.
And we have to value everything that we have. And if someone was growing in poor area, it means that he has something that you don't have, who was grown in rich area, because he learned to strive, he learned to survive, he learned to fight, he learned to put all his energy, this person. And people who are living who grew up in rich family, maybe didn't have these circumstances to teach them these things.
I mean, this is an example as well. I don't always like to give examples of people that are from the poor background or live in a poor background. But, I want to give an example of Dr. Sunday actually, that, you know, Dr. Sunday's way, you know, I always look at him and think, you know, he has so much compassion for people. If somebody says they need something, he never says that the person doesn't need it. He just says, okay, I will help you. You know, he never once says no, you know. So I always wonder that why is that? You don't even investigate it. You always just kind of like, if somebody said they need something, and he said that it's because I came from not having. I know what it's like not to have. I mean, I didn't have everything I wanted, but I didn't know what it's like not to like to
lack basics.
Yeah, to lack the basic things in life. So my level of compassion is kind of like
for you it's difficult to develop this compassion, but for him
I have
it's
to
easier.
learn. I have to learn from him, and this has really helped me. And you know, in that case, when he's not looking down on me and saying that you're a bad person, no, you're not a good person, and at the same time, I'm not looking down on him and saying that you're a weak person, you know, you're not a good person. I can't even say he's not a good person.
And he also adds value to you by being poor at some point in time in his life. He's also adding value to you because he is showing you. And but you, if you have grown up in the family that had everything, you also can add value to another person who didn't have anything, because you have totally different mindset of person who believes that that person can have everything, you know. Like you believe, what I know about you is that you cannot hear no, you will get it, you know. This is how you are. Poor people, they usually they are not very sure if they will get it or not, you know. So you see, we can always add value to one another if we understand that no one is better than us, and we can become anything we want with this mindset and attitude.
Absolutely, guys. So let me see if anyone is reading something. Okay, we have Marvelous Olabi that says, good evening to us. Thank you very much, Marvelous. We are equal in the eyes of the Lord. Yes. And the eyes of the Lord is also our eyes. So we should also respect each other and know that we're equal. Nobody is better than you, Sheung, and nobody is better than me.
Let me confess something.
Okay. Confession time, guys.
You know, I thought for a long time that I'm better than other people, really. Like I was thinking, I was thinking all the time, like, well, this person is stupid. And this, like all the time.
In one area, you think generally in the world.
The funny thing is that I thought in everything, like, oh, come on, they don't understand anything. Those people, they don't know anything. Like, the only few people I would respect is people like Pastor Sunday, like my pastor, I would respect. But most of people, even my parents, always think, they don't understand anything. Like this, until I got one lesson. One my friend...
I can't believe that, Kate.
Yeah, it was like this. One my friend from the church, from my church, local church in Greece, she was younger. She came much later to the church. I was already after Bible school. I knew something, you know. And she was like really young, and she was growing up with me. And maybe after 5 or 7 years in growing in church together, we had one conversation when she said that she was thinking that she's better than me, and I was like, oh.
She also thinks she's better than you.
I understood. My eyes opened. I understood that everyone is thinking he's
Not
better. Like many people. I started to talk with many people, and they think they are better than other people, you know. And even this mindset that I'm better than you or I'm better than you is also a wrong mindset.
Of course.
Because it doesn't allow you to cooperate. It doesn't allow you to minister to other people with what you have. It doesn't allow you to give them to ministry with what they have. It limits you so much, you know, this thinking. And when she said this to me, I understood that, Kate, you've been so stupid, you know. You've been so stupid. And just by sharing another person this, by another person sharing this, I start to understand that I'm not the only one who is thinking like this, you know, that I'm better than other people, and it's really a wrong mindset. Well, we should see, we shouldn't see ourselves no higher, not lower. We need to understand that this person converted his time for something that I didn't convert. I didn't choose to convert my time to this. Even if I think, for example, now maybe some can think that women who are working at home, only raising children, cooking, etc. They are like not that successful as me, who I'm now building career and I'm influencing people and that and etc. and so on. But at the same time, this person converted time to raise children and gained experience of working with young people, okay, young men. And me, who I'm business lady, I'm so cool. No young person will listen to me. They don't listen to me, you know, because I don't know the language. I didn't convert my time to talk their language. But this woman who was raising children was converting her time to learn the language. So I can learn from her. You understand?
Yes.
And she can learn from me.
Yes, I think that also we need to really point this out, that we all don't need to be doing the same thing.
Yes.
You know, even if we're converting our time to different things of our interest, things that God has put in us.
Yes, according to our calling.
Yes, according to our calling, according to our purpose here on earth. So we shouldn't really be even doing that comparison.
Never.
Or somebody is better than you, or you're better than them.
Yeah.
It's not necessary, because you're not doing things you're not doing the same thing. You know, and whatever you're doing also is of value as much as what they're doing being of value.
Yes.
So we should never ever look down on ourselves. And you know how my analogy of this, I actually am so blessed, and I didn't even realize how blessed I am. You know, until now, I start thinking that, oh my God, I can't believe it, that I have all these things, that I think about all these things, and it gives me balance in myself. Which is that, look at your body, for example. Are you going to say, would you compare your eyes and your nose, or your eyes and your hands? If somebody, you know, I know kids play these games a lot. Oh, which one, when I was a kid, which one would you rather lose? I'm like, I don't want to lose anything. You know, what my hand does for me, my eyes cannot do it for me. What my mouth does for me cannot do it. I know it. Even when I bite myself, like bite my tongue, I know the pain that I feel and how I feel, and food doesn't even taste the same.
To function, yes. You need everything.
So this is how we are. This is how we are in the world. This is how we are on earth, right? We are all important. We cannot say that, you know, take one finger off. That finger is nothing. You know, it doesn't do anything. You will find it difficult to do something, or it's not important. And just say, oh, you know, the nose is not that important. It's only a tiny bit. You know, just cut it off and seal it off. Seal it off and see what happens. And you say, oh, I don't need teeth. You know, teeth, what does it do? It doesn't do anything. It's just there. Oh, you know what? Teeth is good. Just take out the gums. The gums are just nothing. Just take out the gums.
Take out the skin. What's the problem?
Oh, skin. I don't care about skin. What does it do for me? Okay, I'm just going to start peeling off my skin. You know, you can't do those things. So that's how we have to really know ourselves. We have to love and believe in ourselves, and not think that, you know, we are better, or they are, or somebody else is better than us. You know, we need to take that comparison totally out and start converting what we have. And you know,
and this will give a solution to all our problems.
Absolutely.
You know, and sometimes people think that I like, for example, cleaning, and I'm cleaning everything. Who I can become? Can I become a president, or can I become someone significant? Of course you can, because there are companies who were started by people who like to clean, and they start multi-million-dollar companies.
Yes, and yes, you can set your company. Pastor told a story recently about a cleaner that she always thinks that, you know, she's not important. You know, when they're preaching in church, you know, she's not important. And one time she was cleaning the toilet, you know, and she put a sign to say no entry. And every time anybody sees that sign, they obviously go to the next toilet or go somewhere else. So when he wanted to go to the toilet, his assistant just said, oh, he's pastor, and just wanted to make him go because he's pastor. And he entered, and the lady was like, get out, you know, like, no, to his assistant. And the assistant is trying to tell her that, you know, his pastor is like, no, I said no, I'm in charge of this, no. And the assistant was like, and then he just came, and then the lady was like, oh, it's pastor, oh, okay. And the pastor just said, okay, right. So there's no entry at this time. Said yes, no entry, but you can come to no. The rules is for everybody. So everybody is important.
Yeah.
You have your domain. Don't look down on somebody else's domain and say, okay, this is nothing.
So you should, if you don't look down to other people's domain, and don't look down at what you have.
Yes.
At what you are given. Nothing is too small. Anything big starts with a small seed, and everything starts with tiny, invisible thing. So you cannot look at Mayova. How many kilos you are? She started with a tiny thing like this.
Don't ask how many kilos
I know about 60 kilos of body. Can you imagine? But I started with a tiny thing like this. Everything starts with tiny things.
Yes.
So any tiny thing that you discover in yourself, and you develop it, and you read it. But to develop it, you have to value it, and this is why you will have to build value in yourself, that you can become anything you want, and it starts from your small, tiny seed inside of you.
Brilliant. I have somebody written someone. I would like to read it before we go.
Is anyone calling?
No one is calling because I think we're running out of time anyway. But guys, you know what? You're welcome to call at 7 p.m. Ukraine, which is 5 p.m. UK and Nigeria time. We have a program, 1 hour. It's supposed to be, I know we've run over a little bit today. But let me tell you, you can call Julie in Goya on Messenger and you can contribute to this. It doesn't have to be just us talking. We like it when you contribute and you add your comment on the comment section, or better still, call in on Julie in Goya's Messenger. Let me read Sheun's comments. These are the comments. Says, some people are here to intimidate you with what they have. I want you to be encouraged in the midst of the storm. Work hard till you gain respect. Thank you very much, Sheun. And then Sheun also says, problem with most Christians is that we don't want to work hard. We believe working hard is for unbelievers. Sheun, honestly, that is a point that you have made today. That's a very, very good point. Because, even pastors, I've heard them saying that one day of favor is better than 100 days of labor. That's encouraging laziness. Yeah. If any pastor says that to you, tell the pastors to go and sit down, that they know nothing. How can they say that? That's encouraging laziness. Okay? So thank you very much for Sheun for mentioning that, because that's a really good point that you mentioned. Okay, guys, we're going to end this program now. The Sunday is coming back in less than an hour to continue. No, it's not going to. It's going to start. Or should I say continue? No, it's going to start on spiritual attacks. It's going to continue on the 7 types of spiritual attacks. So please join us this evening. And it's absolutely not what you think, because some people think that they know what spiritual attacks are. It's not, okay? It's totally different, because it started, this is part 4, it started the week before, and then you had the vindication week, so it's going to continue today. So join us this evening. That's 9 p.m. Ukraine time, which is 7 p.m. UK and Nigeria time. So check out all the other time zones in the world, wherever you are. Check it out so that you can make it for the right time. And also check out if you have a notification on on Sunday Adelaja. So if you go to Dr. Sunday Adelaja page where you are now, look at notification and change it to see first. If you change it to see first, you will get notification immediately as we come on live. So you don't have to worry. The Facebook will notify you that we are on live, and you can join us without being late. Don't be late, okay? And also remember, you can also call in after the program. After Dr. Sunday has finished his teaching, he will give you opportunity to call in. So be ready to call in if you want to do so, and we will see you. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys. See you soon.